These are so much better than the first two models, it's insane. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got the performance review on the Nike Ja 3, the third signature sneaker within Ja Morant's signature line. But before we get started, if this YouTube channel has ever been useful to you and you wanted to support or show additional support outside of just watching, liking, and subscribing, then there are two great ways for you to be able to do that. Technically three. The first one is by joining our WearTesters Discord community. That is probably the best way to support us. It's a direct support. It's how we are able to afford buying products. And so those people in that Discord community really are saving this channel and keeping it alive. Because without them, we wouldn't get videos like this. The second way is that you can support Sense Apparel. Sense Apparel is my clothing company, so if you wanted to grab something, I understand that some people don't want to pay a Discord fee. And even though you get giveaways and they are shoes, some people just don't find value in that. So if you actually wanted to get something in return outside of the content, Sense Apparel is one way to do so. You can grab some of our dope apparel. It's all premium quality stuff. And lastly, we have a collaboration of performance gear with Serious Player Only. We have performance socks as well as performance tees. If you are within the US, all you got to do is head over to SeriousPlayerOnly.com to grab anything that you'd like. And if you are outside of the US, then head over to Kickzone and they will ship internationally the same exact stuff. Now, with that being said, the traction on these guys, at least in this particular colorway, I know that there are going to be some with translucent rubber. I actually just saw, I don't remember the name of the shoe, but it was the pink ones with the purple. Those are pretty. But I didn't grab them just because I do really like playing in this pair, so I don't see myself switching over. But the solid rubber on this is fucking grippy. Like this, not only is it grippy, it sounds like it's ruining the floors. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna pull the floorboard up. Like it's super screechy. Not that that means that you get traction. The sound means absolutely nothing. I've been saying that for like, what, 15 years?
Yep.
But what it does mean is that the rubber here is so pliable that it's adding so much friction on its movements. You know what I mean? Like when you're rubbing it against the wood, if you will. That sounds so weird. In context.
Right.
But either way, the outsole just grips perfectly. Like it doesn't even matter what direction you're going, you're getting consistent coverage throughout thanks to all of the Ja logos that are everywhere on the shoe. So the traction for me at least was probably its best feature overall, and I absolutely love that. When you start off with a solid foundation like this, you kind of feel like you can do whatever you want out there. Like it doesn't matter what kind of style of play you have, just whatever it is, like this can cover it, and it does. What I use these outdoors, that's the thing that kind of is a bummer, is that the cushion for this is ideal for outdoors, but the traction is so soft that you will burn through these hella fast. So it's really up to you. I personally wouldn't, even if it was on discount, I still wouldn't, just because I just don't see them lasting that long to like make it worth the purchase. But indoors, like go all out, like they're great. Now, in terms of cushion, we've got something that's really interesting, just because the more that I was playing in these, the more interesting that they got. Like I kept hearing people say that they're unstable and stuff, like under the foot, like under the platform essentially, which is really not true. Like all of my experience in these, and I play pretty hard, like these have been great in terms of the stability features. So what we have is a couple of layers of Zoom X. The top layer is untouched, untreated, or I shouldn't say untreated, but it's normal Zoom X. Underneath that, it's what they call recycled Zoom X, and all of that is wrapped inside of this. I mean, it's hard as dude. Like this stuff is not moving unless you force it to, but it's a full-on rubber cup sole, and on top of all of that, it's split in a way to allow for flexibility, very similarly to the Brand Black Rare Metal, like Brand Black's last basketball shoe, where they had the Vibram like rubber wrap around the supercritical foam, you know what I mean, where it was like cut, it was like one big flat piece of rubber, and then it was cool. Brand Black's no longer in business, which is unfortunate, so rest in peace. But either way, the way that the Zoom X is caged and carried makes it super stable, which is really interesting. The part that is unstable is further up the shoe, but I'll get into that in a minute. The way that they feel is not too much like Zoom X. Like it's not like the running stuff. It doesn't feel like it's gonna like explode you out of the gym or anything like that, but it feels very kind of like subtle and smooth. But every once in a while, you'll get a nice little piece of feedback where you're like, oh, that is Zoom X, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting interesting. It's kind of a unique ride in terms of ZoomX experiences, like at least for me. Like I've tried a whole bunch of different versions of ZoomX, and so far, I'm not gonna say that this is my favorite, but it's definitely up there. Like it's one of those ones where it's like, yeah, it's just a fun ride. It's so much better than the last two models on top of that, where it's the firm foam with the rectangle zoom unit and the 4-foot. Like there's only been a handful of times where like that rectangle zoom unit's been great. One of the most recent ones is within the Converse Shea 001. One of the most like prevalent ones that I can remember is like the KD7 and KD6. But other than that, it's been such a huge hit or miss that it's like, why even bother with it? Having ZoomX like this, let alone full length, has just been so much better than what I've experienced with the last two models. So yeah, if the traction is its highlight, its cushion is its second highlight. Wow. Now the materials, that is the cause of the problems. What we've got here is a full one-piece textile build. It's not like super crazy mesh or anything like that. It's also not very structured, and that's the main problem. This is a shoe where the upper, like first off, I bought two sizes because they're tight as a mother. Man, I don't know why this line is so snug, but like the ones for me are almost unwearable. The twos, same thing. The threes, they're a little bit better, so I'll give them that. They do actually break in, so if you're wondering, this is my true size pair. I ended up giving away the up half a size one just because once they were broken in, I was like, nah, I don't like this. They're just a little bit too loose. So I stuck with the regular size, and suffocatingly tight to begin with. Then they break in and they get a little too loose, and then you adjust the laces, and then they continue to just kind of like, I don't know what it is. It's like the more heat that is within your foot, like the longer that you play, the softer the mesh gets. And then once that happens, as soon as you start really like moving and like really doing hard digs or cuts, lateral moves, things like that, both defensively and offensively, that's when like right around this section, like right here, you can feel you just pressing over like your whole foot kind of go, even though you are cupped a little bit, you know what I mean? And that helps, but not enough to like really like keep you on the footbed. And then because the footbed is rounded, as soon as you push over to a certain point, that's when you roll over. So on a couple of occasions, my ankle's touching the floor, you know what I mean? And luckily my ankles are strong, so I'm good. But I could see where some people are like, that totally understandable. It's just not the cushion. That's the main thing. The cushion is caged to a point to where it's not gonna be unstable. It's almost impossible to do that. The upper though, the upper is the thing that fucks it up. There needs to be some layering there, whether it's a midfoot panel that's stronger, like if we're gonna go over here, look at the Kobe 4s, things like that, like the TPU flywire panel, something different to just strengthen that zone needs to happen. Even something as simple as an internal lockdown wing, like what we've seen with certain models like the Sabrinas, where they use a very soft upper, but inside the shoe you've got lockdown flaps, and it helps keep you contained and locked onto the footbed. Something like that would have helped out here tremendously. Now again, in terms of sizing, I went true to size. I also did go up half a size. I stuck with my true size. I felt like that was best once the break-in process was over. So that is what I would recommend for most. However, this is going to be a shoe that's just simply not for everybody. If you're a wide footer, I probably would stay away from these. If you do go with them and you're going to start complaining about heel slip and things like that's your fault. You know what I mean? Like get a shoe that fits you. I know that that's not easy, but there are stores. You can go and try them on. Just check them out. Be patient. You know what I mean? Don't be in a rush to spend your money. Your money's yours. The overall support, I would say, is half and half. Like the bottom half, believe it or not, fairly supportive. The upper, that's the part where it's like, man, these could have been so good, but just that one drawback makes it kind of like, I'm only gonna play in these on days where I'm feeling maybe slower. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like go all out and stuff like that. But overall, I do really like the shoe. I still think visually or from an aesthetic point of view, this is the shoe of the year. It's such a fresh design. Like I really like the way that they look, and I still like playing in them. It just depends on what I feel like I'm going to be doing that day. Am I going to be going super hard? I'm probably not going to be playing in these. If I'm playing like just for fun, like a nice casual game, this is a shoe that I would put on and have a lot of fun in. So again, it really depends on like what you're looking for. Will an ankle brace save you from the upper? And I don't think so. If anything, it might like make things worse because it's not going to fit the same. You know what I mean? It's going to bulge out and you're going to lack support where there's already support lacking within the build itself. But that's just one guy's opinion, so who knows? Now, with all that being said, what is today's viewer submitted question of the day?
Can you let us know where the Air Jordan 40 ranks for you? Are they your main hoop sneaker, or are they behind the Kobe 6 and Sabrina 2 and 3?
I'm not answering this question.
Why?
I'm just kidding.
I was just like, it's not like you have to give a whole review on it again. Like,
No, I know. It's not a go-to shoe for me.
Okay.
It's not a shoe that I enjoy playing in personally. It's a shoe that I think it's great for certain people. It's just too much cushion for me. I feel sluggish in them. Like when I go to push off or move or change directions, even on defense. Defense was probably the worst one, where every time I wore that shoe during testing, like my defense was, I just felt like a half a step behind everybody. And I don't like that. Like I like being able to kind of like tempo myself. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'll stay with you. Sometimes I'll drop behind you a little bit so I can get you afterwards. Like people that like shoot behind their heads, I'll let you go by me a little bit so that you can prop up and then I'll snatch the ball from you. You know what I mean? So it just kind of like depends on what you need. So the Sabrina, what were the options that they were saying?
they basically have followed you for so long
Oh,
that they know that you
like
love
what my go-tos?
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the Sabrina 2s have been replaced. And I'll tell you what that shoe is later on in its own video, because that's what the title will be. Not that they replaced the Sabrinas, but it's like my favorite basketball shoe of 2025 so far.
Is that the? Yeah.
Oh, I love them. They are fantastic. Like when I'm saying in this video, like if I'm gonna play slow, I'll play if I know that I'm playing, like the comp is good, I'm wearing those. I'm wearing something that's like trusty.
Trusty.
Trustworthy. Sorry, my bad. Something that I can put all my trust into. But that's pretty much it. Sound off below and let me know your thoughts on the Nike Jaw 3s. Have you been playing them? Have you not been? If you have been playing in them, let me know what you think. I think the traction and cushion, top notch. Everything else still needs a little bit of work. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. We greatly appreciate it. We'll catch y'all in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.